r/AskReddit. What is something that makes you say man, I f***ing hate people? When people slow down as soon as they cut in front onto your lane on the highway. Worst is when they do it with no blinkers. When people twist the truth and accuse you of things you didn't do, and people side with them. Oh boy, I went through a divorce. I could prove every lie she told wasn't true, and people still sided with my ex-wife about the terrible things she accused me of. You just have to accept people will believe whatever they want to hear first, and accept it as gospel. People who can't take no for an answer and will push you to agree/accept what they say. People who can't accept criticism when they fuck up and affect other people's lives. People who can't have a discussion where they are being told a fact and they disprove it because back in the day, or authority arguments should always win. It teaches you some hardcore patience when you have to deal with people like these on the daily. Porch pirates. People thinking, hey, I know that's not mine, but I want it, so I'm taking it, makes my blood boil. We had that happen in our neighborhood once. Now I'm surrounded by 3 very nosy neighbors. Any strangers in the cul-de-sac and 3 sets of blinds get split by suspicious figures. I could have the Hope Diamond delivered by Amazon to my doorstep, and I wouldn't worry about it. My dog ran away 5 days ago, and I've been posting on every website trying to find him. Someone posted him as found yesterday and someone else claimed him. Had to contact the police to help me finally get him back after 5 hours of headache because the person that found him blocked me and they were only trying to cooperate after the Facebook group that originally thought he was returned to his rightful owner put them on blast for stealing my dog. People fucking suck, man. Edit. Forgot how to Reddit. Here's a picture of my little guy Sly Cooper. When they did something obviously wrong and still openly denies it. People who abuse their power and get away with it scot-free. Adults who take youth sports way too seriously. This is one of the most important posts. They ruin sports for their children and other children as well. I hated the parents who would kiss ass to the coach and get their kid played. My parents didn't have time to watch me play, so I never did. Not saying I was good, but I don't need a 40 years old reminding me at every game when I'm finally out on the field. Call down Karen, your 8th grader has played 30 full minutes and we are still losing. She isn't getting a damn scholarship. Student paramedic in the UK here. For context, you don't pay for healthcare in the UK, including the ambulance service. We often have patients who will ring us up and say over the phone things like I have chest pain. Chest pain is a high priority case and often gets dispatched as quick as possible. But upon arrival they will tell us I never said I had chest pain, yet we ring and ask for a transcript of the conversation and there it is. 9/10 times we have to take them into hospital to check they are okay just in case there is any heart or lung issues. But people will lie to get things seen quicker through the emergency pathway. But people will get us out for anything because they can't be bothered to A. drive themselves, B. pay for a taxi, C. get public transport, or D. wait to see their GP, family doctor. You can leave people at home and tell them you won't take them, but if they ring back another crew will be sent out, or even worse, something bad could actually happen and you're stuck with the liability. It makes me so annoyed people see it as a taxi and not as an emergency service. But let me clarify, this is a small amount of people, but they are definitely there. Edit. My personal opinion. For all those saying this is why things shouldn't be free, this is a minority of people who do this. All of my patients are treated with dignity and respect. I've had people who've come off motorbikes, attempted suicide, heart attacks, pulled muscles, chest infections, the works. I know each and every one of them, no matter how dire the circumstances, will be treated fairly and equally for their condition with a care plan to look after them after they leave hospital. The NHS has saved my life and countless others and takes a small sum out of my taxes at the end of the month without the worry that I need to fork out for insurance. From all the comments for American and other EMS colleagues from around the globe, you guys are rocking it, by the way. Keep up the stellar work. The situation is similar in their work. People just don't pay, as a result your insurance premiums go up, and to pay the difference, in the end everyone pays for everyone else. Edit. Important. Please don't let this put you off calling an ambulance. If you are genuinely worried about yours or someone's health, call us up. We'd rather arrive and find it was nothing than be called when you're at your worst. Just give us some snacks, yeah. People that find the utmost joy in saying nasty shit behind others' back. Either that or people that plot on other people's demise, like sit there and watch them make a mistake, only to use it against them for their own personal gain, when they could have just helped them in the first place. People who say, oh, it's their job to clean up after me, or I'm making sure that they are still employed as an excuse for not cleaning up after themselves in public. Like, no. You don't leave a soda spilled everywhere and then not even attempt to clean it up. You don't leave rolls and rolls of toilet paper all over the floor in the bathroom. You don't leave bags of popcorn and drinks and popcorn all over a theater floor and seats. Take responsibility. Clean up your mess. People who litter, especially when there is a bin literally a meter away. I work at a university. This was the first week back to school, and I've seen so much litter everywhere. Earlier this week I watched a girl drop a stack of napkins on the ground, look at them on the ground, look around to see if anyone was watching, kicked them under a car, and then walked away. It's not like it was windy or anything. They were right by her feet. After working as a critical care nurse for years now, you'd think it would be the countless fourth drug abusers or alcoholics that I treat in the MACU, but it's not my patients that make me think that. It's their families. I get that most of the time. People are nervous for their loved ones. They don't want to lose their parent. But I see this situation happen over and over. When it's time, people can't just let go. So 95-year-old Nana comes in and has trouble breathing. We ask her if she would want to be intubated if necessary and says no. She doesn't want that or CPR. But there isn't a form and her daughter is healthcare proxy. Too bad the family doesn't respect that. So we tube her. But her blood pressure can't handle the sedation, so we need to start presses. Then she develops a pneumonia, so we've got to pump her with antibiotics. But oops, too bad she's already gone septic. Start some more presses. Who care if she loses a few fingers and toes in the process? We've got her BP right. Get some bedside dialysis going too, might as well. Until ultimately, we tell the family it's getting to be futile, and we should really just make her comfortable for her own sake. But no, they don't agree. Fuck your years of schooling and experience. So Nana codes. I do chest compressions and break all of her ribs in the process. We shock her and slam her with drugs and fluids for a half hour until eventually there's literally nothing more to do. I'm sorry, I know this was such a long rant. I just got off an overpass. But it's happened so often, and every single time I just think of the agony we put this person through in their last days on earth, all because a family couldn't respect their loved one's wishes. Please, when it's time, just let me pump them with morphine and Ativan and let them go in peace and comfort. Ed Nurse here. Spot on. Or even worse, you get Nana coming and just barely pre-code with the one family member who's been taking care of them throughout whatever terminal disease process they have. They have leveled with the idea that their mom is going to die and is DNR/DNI. The patient is about to die when all the family members who haven't been around run in screaming at you that you need to save Nana, that she'll bounce back, that she has more time, that you don't know what you're talking about, that if you don't save her they'll kill you, etc. Plastic litter on nature trails is really fucked up to me. Like, how does one enjoy a nature trail and at the same time think it's okay if we all toss Gatorade bottles there? Here in Oregon there is a 10-cent deposit, so they don't lay around for long anymore. Not that that forgives the lazy fuck who just tosses shit, but at least it helps that some people pick cans and bottles every day. Same here in me. I moved out to Baltimore for 10 years, where there is no deposit and wow, bottles and cans fucking everywhere. Come back here, and they are air like snow owls. Easy money for homeless people, so anyone who litters their cans and bottles is basically giving money to the homeless. When a coworker decides to correct me by sending a passive-aggressive email and copying the boss and the whole group instead of just saying something to me privately and in person. My boss used to send out cryptic emails to the entire company about behaviors instead, if speaking privately to the person. Things like reprimands for gossiping or reminders to have a positive attitude. It just made everyone wonder if she was talking about them. OMG. I used to work for one of the big health insurance companies in the marketing department. They were so guilty of this. We had one woman who wore flip-flops to the office. About 100 emails went out that summer about flip-flops being prohibited, even though she was the only one wearing them. After putting everyone through flip-flop shaming for months, my boss finally told me they had confronted her and she had written permission because she had had foot surgery that had left her unable to wear conventional shoes. How much time and money was wasted on the great flip-flop incident? The woman wearing them ignored the memos because she had permission. People being assholes to servers/hosts at a restaurant. I was a server and I was told that suicide is the only way out. Looked at me like they wanted me to off myself right there with a dinner fork for their amusement. What rotten people I had to deal with. Thankfully they were just a minuscule fraction compared to people that were genuinely pleasant to serve. And I don't wait tables anymore. Oof, that's a rough one. Had someone tell me you deserve every bad thing that's ever happened to you, you should really save everyone the trouble and fucking kill yourself. Cool, nice, yeah, great, thanks. Managers fire incompetent workers to secure their own position. The other one that annoys me is when the ladder gets gummed up with these sorts of people at multiple levels. Oh, to move up you need to funnel through this position, but Steve is in that position and he eliminates most of the people he can who threatened him. And the people above Steve don't want to have to fire Steve or move him somewhere else because he isn't competent enough to move up, but isn't incompetent enough to easily fire. And then they complain why they have no motivated people trying to move up. Thanks for watching. Go to Reddit. Try like and subscribe button if it still works.